I'm Naeem Masood. This is my column of today, 5th February 2022.
2022.
The issue of Jammu and Kashmir is the world's oldest unresolved international conflict, having been on the agenda of the United Nations Security Council since 1948. The United Nations Security Council has passed numerous resolutions acknowledging the legitimate right of Kashmiris to self-determination. The right has been denied by stockpiling and occupation force of 9 lakh troops on behalf of Indian government, making Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the world's most militarized zone. India's illegal and unilateral action of 5th August 2019 invalidated Article 370 and 35A of the Indian Constitution in an attempt to alter the territory demographic structure. To maintain its unlawful annexation of occupied Kashmir, the Indian government has implemented illegal citizenship regulations in an attempt to alter the population of the disputed area in order to extend its Hindutva goal. According to reports, India has granted over 4.2 million domiciles to Hindus. India has granted over 42 lakhs, means 4.2 million domiciles to Hindus from outside the occupied region. Additionally, the Indian government has enacted new land laws under the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. Adaptation of central laws, the Order 2020 that allows citizens of India to purchase non-agricultural land in occupied Kashmir without ever having a domicile in the occupied territory. The new citizenship law erodes Kashmiri's religious, linguistic and cultural identities and jeopardize economic opportunities for indigenous Kashmiris. India's illegal and unilateral actions on 5th August 2019 were a flagrant breach of United Nations Security Council resolutions and international law, particularly the 4th Geneva Convention. The Indian government has imposed an unprecedented military blanket and limitations on Kashmiri people's fundamental rights and freedoms as a result of this horrible act. To this day, the Kashmiri leadership is imprisoned on bogus charges, extrajudicial executions, arbitrary arrests and detentions are all still happening. The practice of Indian occupation forces murdering Kashmiri children in fake encounters and cordon and search operations has become almost routine in occupied Kashmir. Thousands of people have been held without charges of due process, including children. Arrest of Kashmiri youngsters are also taking place indiscriminately. A whole slew of draconian legislations, including the Public Safety Act (PSA), the Armed Forces Special Power Act (AFSPA), and the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act (UAPA), have made these measures legal. Since August 5th, 2019, more than 519 Kashmiris have been killed by Indian occupation forces during detention. False encounters or staged cordon and search operations. Dear viewers and listeners, a total of 584 people have been injured by the pellets, including individuals who have lost their eyesight. Even the dead bodies of those killed in fake encounters are not handed over to the families of their burial. Pakistan has constantly been emphasizing that the Indian occupation troops' gross and systemic abuses of human rights necessitate an investigation by United Nations Commission of Inquiry, as recommended by the OHCHR in its 2018 and 2019 reports. Government of Pakistan has released a dossier on the Indian occupation forces, human rights abuse, war crimes and crime against humanity in the occupied Kashmir on September 12, 2021. The 113 references used in the 131-page document are mostly from foreign or Indian sources. Since 2014, 3,432 incidences of war crimes have been reported by 118 Indian Army units according to the dossier. Dear viewers and listeners, please see it again. Since 2014, 3,432 incidences of war crimes have been reported by 118 army units according to the dossier. The dossier contains information on Indian occupation forces, including torture of Kashmiri youth in custody, violence against women and children, arbitrary detention and of widows, indiscriminate use of pellets, guns, coordinated search operations, fake encounters, false flag operations and fake arms recovery, as well as efforts to effect demographic change after August 5, 2019. Several world parliaments, media outlets and international organizations, including the United Nations, UNHRC, European Union, Organization of Islamic Countries, OIC, have criticized India's action in occupied Kashmir. The United Nations Security Council has discussed the Kashmir dispute 3 times since August 5. He also called on India to stop using pellets against children in occupied Kashmir in the June 2021 report titled Children and Armed Conflict. During his May 2021 visit of Pakistan, United Nations General Assembly President Volkan Bozkır urged all parties not to alter the status of Jammu and Kashmir, stating the just solution should be found peacefully in accordance with the United Nations Charter and relevant UNSC resolutions. Parliaments in the European Union, United States, United Kingdom, Sweden and Portugal have passed resolutions and debated gross and systematic human rights violations in occupied Kashmir. The Russell Tribunal on Kashmir met in Sarajevo on December 17 to 19, 2021 to investigate Indian war crimes and crimes against humanity in occupied Kashmir, where several Kashmiri witnesses are present. Human Rights Watch HRW also detailed the human rights abuses in occupied Kashmir in its 2021 report. Amnesty International 2020 and 2021 State of the World's Human Rights report highlighted grave human rights violation by the Indian government and occupying forces in occupied Kashmir. People of occupied Kashmir have been facing gross human rights violation and economic decline since August 5, 2019. The situation has severe repercussions for long-term peace and security in South Asia region. Pakistan has consistently maintained that this durable peace and security are contingent on the diplomatic solution of all outstanding issues between Pakistan and India, including the core dispute of Jammu and Kashmir, in accordance with international laws as well as the wishes of the Kashmiri people. The ceasefire agreement signed on 25th February 2021 inconsistent with Pakistan's commitment to preserving peace and alleviating the suffering of Kashmiris living along the line of control LOC. India has irrevocably damaged the atmosphere with its illegal and unilateral actions on 5th August 2019, while Pakistan remains committed to peace. As a result, India is responsible for fostering an environment conducive to meaningful engagements. Pakistan's ultimate goal remains a just resolution of the Jammu and Kashmir dispute in accordance with relevant United Nations Security Council resolutions and the wishes of Kashmiri people. Thank you very much.